Hi everyone, welcome back to the Kia Hyundai channel. My name is Gabi.
My name is Mike.
Why'd you pause for so long?
I was reading the comments.
Yeah, sorry guys, we're a little bit late today, so we did have to start our filming for a live video at 3 p.m. today because we have just been running around doing everything and anything today.
Yes.
It's been absolutely nuts. If you haven't been watching our videos this past week, you know, or you may not know, I'm going to be taking the SantaCruz home and driving it for a weekend. I usually drive a Forte, so I mean, it's a great vehicle, super good on fuel, but it doesn't have a lot of space. And it is so nice to have that bed that does so much, and it does it all standard. So today we're going to really put an emphasis on what you can do with the Hyundai SantaCruz. Now this specific trim level is the Ultimate, so it's fully loaded, and I'll talk a little bit about what you get in the Ultimate as well, but I want to focus on the utility of this vehicle.
Yes.
And how fun it is.
Yes,
it's seriously
definitely
so much fun.
So fun that I'm driving one too, and I'll show you guys when we walk around the window there.
All right, I just want to make sure that
We're
it
good.
says we have sound. Okay.
Sound is there.
Sound has really been an issue this past week. If you guys are new here, we do these videos live, so we're really doing this right now in real time. If anything were to happen, if I fell out of the truck, you would see it, unfortunately. And we do these videos every single weekday at usually 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the occasional 3 p.m. if we're running a little bit behind. And we'll do full walkarounds of everything Kia and everything Hyundai, every single trim level, almost every single color if we can get our hands on it. And
yeah, we're good to go. Yeah, and we're excited to show you this. And obviously, like she said, we are going to...
Excited to drive it.
Yes, and if you stick to follow along, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Obviously, you guys are going to see this car or truck in action with a couple videos we'll be shooting over the weekend.
And I'm glad you said car and truck because a lot of people, they might bash the SantaCruz because it's not your traditional, Ram 1500, and it's not trying to be. It's more an adventure truck, you know what I mean? Something fun, something it's still useful, so you can still run and do yard work with it, take some stuff to the dump, but you can also have your family in there and you still have tons of features and it's still fuel efficient.
Oh yeah, I've been driving it for 2 weeks, and Gabi, you are really gonna see how cool it is to have this. It's kind of like a crossover SUV, and a truck.
It's everything you want it to be.
Exactly. I'll give you guys actually a cool fact that I actually learned. So this was actually obviously you can see some similarities, right, to a Hyundai Tucson. Right?
Yes.
So you would assume because the Tucson came out first and this came out after, that this was inspired off the Tucson, but actually the SantaCruz was designed first. And then they designed the Tucson off of it and then decided to release the Tucson first. So kind of cool. I found that interesting when I learned it. And this is the flagship of the design. Yep.
I thought it was pretty cool as well. Of course, we're going to start and get into the video, so it's not too long. Like some of our other walk-arounds, we have had some people say, make your video shorter. So we're going to try to put more stuff into it in a shorter amount of time and not get too distracted. So I'll have Mike grab the camera and we'll start our walkthrough. I won't show you guys how to join the live video because you already know that by now.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to start off with what's under the hood, and don't worry, I'll pop it open for you guys.
Give me a second. Let me just... This good to go. All right.
All right, so I got those LEDs turned on. Full LED headlight and taillight unit on this vehicle, absolutely stunning. And these are actually your daytime running lights that are hidden into the grille. So just like the Hyundai Tucson, it is seamless. If the vehicle's off, you can't tell those. Stunning, very sharp, very futuristic, very modern. All right, modern and futuristic in the same sentence. All right, underneath the hood, we have a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with an 8-speed wet-type dual-clutch transmission. This vehicle has 281 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque, and it also can tow up to 5,000 pounds when properly equipped. It is truly a machine that is a lot of fun to drive. So, I mean, it's not your V8 or turbo diesel or anything, but it's fuel efficient, it's still peppy, and that dual-clutch transmission makes it a really quick car. Quick shifts, like insanely quick shifts, fuel efficiency from the dual-clutch transmission as well as performance, of course, and just a pleasure, an absolute pleasure. I'm really excited to drive it, if you guys couldn't tell. For the wheels, for the 2023, you get this new design. These are black alloy wheels, 20 inches in diameter. And another new addition for the 2023s are these black side steps, and this is exclusive to the Ultimate trim. Of course, you can have them added to another trim level if you end up getting the Preferred or the Preferred with Trend package. You can always add that on. Up top here, we have these roof rails, and they are functional. Nice, sleek design. You can put your crossbars on there, whatever you may need. And then our fuel door. So this fuel door is a push type. As long as the vehicle is unlocked, you just give it a push, opens up, there you go. And it just takes regular unleaded gasoline. You do not have to put premium in it, even though it's a turbo, which is super nice. One thing I love pointing out whenever we're filming a Santa Cruz is along the wheel wells, we have little Santa Cruzes all throughout. All 4 wheels get that. Not the spare though.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna walk around this way so everyone can see it and answer some. One thing that everyone's making comments, it is gray, there is no green in it. You could be seeing the reflection. Exactly, someone just said it, from Gabby's pants onto the vehicle, but it is gray.
Is that the case?
So I think on that side when the lighting was more dim, it was like reflecting on and people didn't know whether it was green or gray.
This one's definitely gray. I did want to film a green one today just because, but
yeah, exactly.
Either way, still a stunning, stunning gray color. It's very similar to cyber gray that's in a couple of our other Hyundai vehicles. We're going to talk about the bed because this bed does so much and it does it all standard like I mentioned earlier. So all throughout the bed we have composite material, which means waterproof and super easy to clean, wipe down. You also notice we have storage compartments on both the left and right side, and these are watertight, so you can spray down this bed and you're okay. Now, cool thing about that storage compartment there, I'll try to get Mike to film it and open it. You have a 115 volt inverter right back there. And again, watertight, so you can plug in any devices you have, any appliances. You can go camping with this vehicle and not have to worry about cleaning it up once you're done making your mess. Now I'm gonna close this up real quick and talk about some of our bumper steps. So you actually have a couple different options for where you're gonna step when you're going to your bumper. And each of these steps can hold up to 440 pounds. You got one over here, one over here, one over here, and then repeated on the other side. So a couple different options there. One of my favorite things about this is the attention to detail. This truck is soaked, but there's another little Santa Cruz there. I don't know if that's a selling point for you guys, but I thought it was pretty nice. Got Santa Cruz along the back bumper, as well as H-Trac and 2.5T. So H-Trac is Hyundai's all-wheel drive system. It is absolutely fantastic. And this specific all-wheel drive system is a smart one, so it's gonna adapt to the conditions of the road automatically. However, if you do enter snowy conditions, you can put into snow mode, mud mode, or sand mode, which is fantastic. For our latch here, we have our Hyundai badge on a dark chrome. And then we have our release. It is a soft open, so you saw it come down a bit slower. I'm gonna step in here and hopefully not fall down.
So it is dusty in the back, people are saying this, and I'll tell you why. It's because of the forest fires, and the wind blowing just that smoke and ash and having it outside too as well.
One of the reasons why today's video was a little bit later is we ran to Hyundai, tried to get this car ready. It was covered in plastic, it was brand new, just dropped off, right? So yeah, we tried to clean it too. It's been rough.
Exactly.
I'll talk about our tonneau cover. Give us a pull. There we go.
So I've been driving, this is a 2022 as well, and this is going to cue into here.
Yes.
I have friends with other brands of trucks, and they are very envious about the options we have in the back here that come standard with the truck.
Standard is the key word here. So whether you're getting the Preferred, the Trend, or the Ultimate, you're getting all of these features for your bed. So of course the composite liner, and then the tonneau cover is definitely one of my favorites because I've struggled so many times in the past with whenever we have a Ford on our lot or just anything really. If I take it home, because I love going bike riding, but I don't have a bike rack on my car, just sometimes getting the tonneau cover folded in and I have to crawl underneath to like unhinge stuff. It's not fun, it's never fun. But Hyundai made it super easy. So of course you have your lever right over here, which is also branded Hyundai. Then you can see we have slide and latch listed right over there. All I gotta do is give it a push and it'll slide. I can control it. That way if I wanted to stop at a certain point, I can pull it down to latch and it'll stay there. If I wanted to quickly release all the way to the back, I just put it in a slide. Exactly. Sorry you guys, I'm sorry if that was so loud, but give it a little push, goes all the way. And then you do have that draw cord there that you can attach back here and always have some way to pull it back without hopping into your bed. I will say the bed isn't too long that it's a pain in the butt to reach there yourself if you don't equip the tether. However, it's an option, which is very nice. I also really love how the tonneau cover completely retracts and is nice and tight. You don't have to worry about folding it yourself and making sure it folds perfectly. That way you get maximum capacity back here, which is very, very nice. And
because it's built into the vehicle, like there are no wind issues, you don't hear any flapping, and the wear and tear isn't going to be like 5 years with some other trucks.
It's very, very quiet, which is one thing I wanted to mention. Retracts perfectly just like that. No work. You do have to lift a finger, but you don't have to put too much arm strength into it. And it actually holds up to 220 pounds. So if you do put anything on top of the tonneau cover, you have 220 pounds to work with.
Yes, and to answer the question, all this, yeah, the liner, everything, this is all standard, guys.
Yes.
Everything is standard in the back here.
No spray on bed liner.
Yeah, I know.
All right, we'll talk about some tie-down points because, of course, utility. So you have this rail and cleat system that is super easy to use. You give it a pull, and then you can adjust it to wherever you'd like on the bed, and then push it back in, and it's snug. Super, super secure, and then, of course, you have it on this side as well. Tie down whatever you want. And then on top of that, you have 6 tie-down points throughout the bed for whatever else you decide to put in here. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of in the middle and in the way.
It's okay.
But Mike's like, it's okay. We weren't asking you, Mike. No, I'm joking. So you'll see it repeated on the right side, up at the top over there, all throughout your bed.
And yes, it is waterproof. I know because I've opened mine. I have actually things in the back of mine that cannot get wet. And it's been raining all day, and they are perfectly dry. So when you do have it closed, it does not retain any water inside.
Grab that real quick.
Sure.
Check this out. LED lights in the bed as well.
You want me to flip them on? I don't know if we're gonna.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know if we'll see, but. And these LEDs are extremely, extremely powerful.
There we go.
When you see the video that we post just kind of not alive, you'll notice it beside another truck, and you'll see the difference, and it's big enough to mention. I mean, runs in the dark, getting things from the back of the truck, an ice cream run with the kids or a coffee run with the boys, and you kind of plop down here and have those lights on. It's really cool. Wait. What's that there, Gabi?
Oh my gosh,
there.
what is that? I'm so glad you brought that up because I've been dying to know. All right, we're gonna open this up.
Boom.
What? Underneath here, you have another watertight storage compartment with a drain hole. So whether it be, your own personal cooler, if you're going tailgating, fishing, whatever you really want. If you're going to a birthday party, which I'm going to be doing this weekend, and I might be bringing an ice cream cake, I'm so glad I have a built-in cooler in my vehicle. So fill it up with ice, fill it up with whatever you want, and then when you're done, drain it.
I use it when I go fishing, and I just fill it with ice, and
it's perfect.
It's just right there.
It is truly. You don't even know it's there, and then you open it up. Like, what?
Yeah. Oh, even when at my daughter's soccer game, I usually give out
snacks.
Yeah, and I put them all in there, and it just stayed nice and cool. And the kids come over, and they all get a bottle of water. And
you know what? If I had to pick a vehicle from either Hyundai or Kia's lineup to live in, it'd be this. Absolutely.
Palisade for me.
New video
course.
idea. Yeah. Can you live in a SantaCruz?
Oh wow. For 24 hours.
I don't think I'm going to try that, but this would be my choice if I had to.
I've tried that before.
All right, I'll talk a little bit about what's in the back, just since we're on the topic of utility. So, Mike, I don't know if you want to flip it. I'll grab this. There we go.
And you want me to
flip the seats up?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Really cool feature, guys. Some more added storage. I mean, you can see in the back it's compact, but you've gone on both sides, so you can show that part. I'll wing over to the other side and flip that up.
All right, so on the right side, you have your kit for your spare tire. Then on the left, you have additional storage space.
Yeah.
Check that out. Nice and deep, lots of space.
I've got a lot of things I keep in the back there, and it's also good, too, if there's things you want to keep in the car and you don't want people to see while you're away. These tabs tuck in, if you show that side there. You can push them right in, and no one will even tell you can lift the seat up. So it's got a good little security feature. I mean, that's not something you would think of, but I drive this enough to know that if I have anything valuable and I'm running into the store or the mall, I'll put it under there. I'll tuck this in like this.
Yeah.
And no one is none the wiser.
Specifically with the Ultimate, you have this beautiful gray leather option with this orangey red stitching all throughout. I absolutely love it. The seats in the front are heated and ventilated for driver and passenger. But you still have the same beautiful seating design in the very rear seats, which is very nice. Close this up. We'll talk about the front of the vehicle as well too. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, we have a little bit of a situation right now. Mike is dragging an extension cord so we can film. It looks so funny, but I don't think we can show you. Okay, I'm gonna answer this because, so Abby, sometimes I have my drone in the vehicle or my laptop. It's not something shady. And for me, that's pretty much what I would put under the seat if I'm leaving the car. Yeah. All right, take a look inside. Again, the beautiful gray leather with reddish orange stitching throughout. Heated and ventilated seats in the front. There's your ultimate. Well, speaking is hard. Today's been literally nuts, guys, literally crazy. But yeah, definitely with the Ultimate trim, you get a lot more luxury, but you still keep all of that utility, which makes it a great city vehicle if you love having technology and you like being comfortable, but you do stuff on the weekends. Now, on the doors over here, we have a premium sound system by Bose. I say this in every video that has a Bose sound system. I think it's our best premium sound. It sounds so, so good. On our windows over here, we have 2 express up and down windows with obstacle detection for the front window, so driver and passenger. Beautiful styling cues throughout, so very similar to the Tucson, which adds quite a bit more luxury to the vehicle. Santa Cruz is very rugged and urban, but you still have those nice touches, which is nice. I'm going to grab this from you, Mike, and just quickly show how it extends through the cabin. Oh, maybe I can't do that.
Yes, you can.
Let's see. There you go. So see how it seamlessly goes all throughout the vehicle. It's absolutely stunning. They also added some more reddish orange accents alongside the dash over there. And then the seats themselves, so, so beautiful. Simple, but still different. You know what I mean? Very, very fun design. You guys can see the ambient lighting along the door sills there. Then we also have it right over here by my gas receipts. Check that out. You can change the color, so if you're not a fan of blue, you can do whatever color you'd like. I'm gonna open the door again. Talk to Mike. Give Mike back the camera and the cables.
For the record, I'm not even driving the Ultimate.
No, you're not? What are you driving?
Mine is the, is it the preferred one?
Preferred with trend?
Yeah, preferred with trend, yeah.
Nice.
So the Ultimate is, you do get more. I don't have ventilated seats in mine. I don't get the left and right blind spot signaling cameras.
So the full 360 camera.
Yeah, but everything else is the same. I mean, I don't have the side runners or obviously the rims.
Yeah.
But to answer some of the comments I see, yes, I mean, you go for the base model and the back is still going to be exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly the same over there. Same engine, same transmission. So I know in the States you can get the naturally aspirated 2.5 liter. Here in Canada, you can only get the turbocharged 2.5 liter. Which is a lot more fun to drive. All right, let's talk steering wheels. I absolutely love this steering wheel. It's leather wrapped and completely heated. So again, making this vehicle the perfect winter vehicle. But the ventilated seats make it the perfect summer vehicle. So all in all, I think it's just the perfect vehicle. So right over here, we have the standard Hyundai brightness adjustment. This is, of course, exclusive to the Santa Cruz. I was supposed to say Santa Fe. And that is our jellyfish launcher. That also doubles as your bed lighting, I guess. So, of course, when this amber light's on, that means our tail lights.
LEDs.
Our bed lights are on, and they're LEDs, like I mentioned. So if you are doing work at night or picking up something from your bed, you'll be able to see everything. It is seriously so, so bright. It doesn't do it justice during the day when we film, traction control, also to turn it off. We have our standard headlight stock with our wiper stock on the right. Fun thing about these wipers, they're actually rain sensing in the Ultimate, so you don't really have to think about how fast you need your wipers to be. You can still adjust it if you think the automatic is too slow or too fast. On the left, we have our standard voice commands and media commands, so you can adjust your volume, answer phone calls, change the different media mode between Bluetooth, radio, AM radio, whatever you'd like. And then on the right side, we have some driver assistance. So I saw a couple questions asking about this. You have smart cruise control and it's navigation based. So once I hit this, if I'm on the highway, it's gonna know the speed limit of the highway when there's upcoming curves in the road, and I can adjust my speed manually or have the vehicle just preset to the speed limit. I can also set my following distance with this button here, and this vehicle will go all the way up to a complete stop. So if you hit stop and go traffic, this vehicle will take care of it for you. On the left of that, we have our steering assistance button. So it looks like a little steering wheel with a lane beside it, or 2 lanes, I guess. And that is going to use your camera right up here that monitors the lanes ahead of you, and it will gently provide steering assistance. So if there's an upcoming curve in the road, the vehicle is going to take that curve for you. However, if I had to avoid something, let's say any sort of road debris, it's still going to listen to my commands. So if I make a slight maneuver or a rough maneuver, a quick maneuver, it will still do what I'm asking it to do and not try to override me, which is very nice and, of course, definitely necessary in emergency conditions. Now I'll have Mike join me on the right side.
Okay.
You just picked me up the extension cord?
I'm just being very subtle, but you gave it away that I'm plugging this in to keep the microphone going, so I might as well roll with it. Yeah, so on that side, the extension cord doesn't reach. On this side, it does, so I just plugged it back in.
All right.
Okay, wait, let's show one thing. People keep asking about the automatic wipers, and this will be a good thing too as well. Turning it on is super easy, guys. When you, will it do it while I, whoops.
Like the rain sensing
Yeah, so you see how when you're turning it right there, it will have an option. So it's either off, auto, high, and low, right?
Yes.
So basically when you toggle through it, you could just keep it to auto. Now, you won't really put it to high unless it changes real quick, like the pace of rain. Mine is always on auto, and it's fine. It keeps up to pace.
Yeah, absolutely. I find Kia and Hyundai do a pretty good job at, you know, seeing how much rain's on the windshield. I'll talk a little bit about the screen. So in the Ultimate, you get this 10.25-inch display for your digital gauge cluster. On the other trim levels, it's an analog gauge cluster. This is going to provide a little bit more detailed information. You can cycle through a couple more menus. So you can see here our drive info, our navigation-based compass, of course. And then we have our all-wheel drive torque distribution and our tire pressure monitoring. So that is all live. It's going to show you as you're driving this vehicle what those measurements are. I'm going to close my door quickly so I don't get that message.
I can't close mine.
Yeah. And then I'll talk a little bit about this 10.25-inch display here. It's got built-in nav and Sirius XM. Super easy to change your different driver assistance presets. So if there's any sort of feature that you don't like that's on this vehicle, if you don't like the forward collision avoidance or the lane keeping assist, or you think it's too sensitive, you can go in here and adjust it yourself. Also, if you're not a fan of highway drive assist, but you do like a smart cruise control, you can turn this off and just use your cruise control as is. It'll still monitor the distance ahead of you and provide emergency braking and slow you down as needed, but it's just a different system. You also have automatic speed change on the highway. So if the speed limit changes from 100 to 90 or to 80, whatever it may be, your vehicle will do it for you if you have this checked over. If you're not a fan of this and you'd rather control it yourself, all you got to do is unclick it and it's gone. You can always go back and change it again if you ever change your mind. And if you have any other drivers in your vehicle, they can have it saved on their driver profile. So right now, this vehicle is on guest. There we go, or driver one. We also have a beautiful map. Kia and Hyundai make it so easy to use. So you can drive around looking at your map and it'll show you points of interest. So there's a Subway there, Tim Hortons. It's very detailed. And then one of my favorite things about our nav menu is if I go to point of interest categories, I can select any of these options, which is great because if I don't have cell service on my phone, like I'm driving in the States for some reason, I can quickly see what cafes are around me, what hotels, what anything really, even police stations, emergency services, it'll all be here and I don't have to worry about what my data connection's like, which is quite nice. Down here, we have a USB. This is what you're going to use for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We also have one for charging and even a wireless phone charger right down here. All our climate control is right over here. So of course I can adjust my temperature here with either the red or blue arrow, of course, for warmer or colder temp. We also have automatic, so it'll take me to that selected temperature based on whatever speed I select. So you get 3 different options here. Or I can manually select my speed with these fan buttons here. Very easy to use. You also have the diffuse option and then of course the direction of your fans. Pretty cool, eh? One of my favorite things that they added, and it's this attention to detail that I really love. So the button for recirculated air is actually a truck. Check that out. They didn't use like the standard car button. You know what I mean? Just little things like that I absolutely love. Yeah. Big fan. Over here we have our cup holders. They're just standard size, but they do have these adjustments here to securely hold whatever bottle you're putting in there. Then we have our drive and terrain mode select here. So when it's lit up in orange, that means that's what it's selected. So drive, and if I press it down, it'll go orange on terrain. Then I'll use this toggle here to cycle between the different terrain modes. So is it better if I?
Yeah, because that's smaller than...
All right, so for terrain modes, I get snow, mud, and sand, and you'll see it turn on my downhill brake control, and now I turned it off for sand. It's gonna play around with your all-wheel drive torque distribution, your electronic stability control, your engine response, or throttle response, I should say, steering, everything. And then next, we have our drive options, so normal, sport, and smart. This will change the way your vehicle operates in whatever drive mode you're in. So sport mode will definitely be quite a bit more peppy. Normal mode is just a nice standard drive. You still have a lot of power from that turbocharged engine and the dual clutch transmission. You can really feel it. Sport mode will amplify everything, and then smart mode will adapt to what you're doing. So depending on how you like to drive, it can be super fuel efficient, or it can be peppy. Depends on your throttle, however you're driving. We also have our downhill brake assist, which again is a little truck. Usually it's like a little SUV, right?
Yeah.
I love it. Our camera button, which when I press will show me a live feed of my cameras. And of course with the Ultimate, you get a full 360 camera. So front camera, side cameras for both your left and right turn signal, rear camera, and then the full picture together right over there. It's beautiful. If I want to see
Look
my
at
side,
the details. You
look
can
at the
see the cord I'm running in the car. Wow.
Oh my gosh. So these are your two side cameras. This is perfect if you are parallel parking quite often. Just helps you double check your form. I love it. And then of course another camera view. So this one I like to call our hitch camera. If you are towing with this vehicle, this can help you align with your trailer perfectly. See how much space you have coming up to a wall. I absolutely love it.
I use it for, I mean, this is practical. I use it when I park in like, you know, sometimes malls have very tight parking spaces.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure I'm not going over the line so that the next person that parks, I always hit that button to use
That's
this.
so smart. That is super smart. And then right over here, before we finish off this walkthrough, we have our ventilated seats, our heated steering wheel, and then same thing for the passenger. Super easy to use. And then of course you have those amber lights indicating what level you're on. Very nice.
Exactly.
We have done a full in-depth walk around of this vehicle if you're interested in that, but today we definitely want to focus on some of the main highlights of the SantaCruz, especially the standard highlights. Let me know if you guys have any questions, because we will still take a couple questions before we end off today's video. So let's go check that out.
Okay, I am, people saying I'm disinterested. No, I'm just talking lower because I blew the mics out, and that's exactly why. If you watch the show regularly, people call me very loud. I do love, again, guys, I'm driving it. See, that's mine right there. I just pulled up for the video. So I do love this this truck. Obviously, the Palisade is, you know, it's the love of my life.
Cord.
Yeah, see, and I'm walking around. Again, I'm distracted because I'm literally attached to this gigantic extension cord. But I do love this vehicle. It's my second favorite. The Palisade will always be, you know, that would be the one closest to my heart. Yep. And I do love the color of this. And I'll tell you something, I don't know if it's just by coincidence, but I'll tell you something, that you don't see a ton of these on the road.
No.
And I think it's everybody goes through that. You guys are all like, is it a truck? There's a lot of comments, and people that buy it love it, they get confident in it. But when I was driving in my area, like the last week, people do like that Jeep wave. I'm not saying it's official, but a couple of people on my street with the Cruz are like, hey, and I'm like,
the SantaCruz,
oh, wow.
It almost has like a cult following. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is really cool. And somebody asked about availability. I mean, I'm not going to pull the camera. Let me pull the camera here. So we'll talk about availability. As I've been saying the last couple of weeks, we've been getting really, really, really good traction on our inventory. And guess what? This exact model is available now.
Oh, Cars Made Simple, you asked a great question. How do I like the running boards? I will not lie, I'm not the biggest fan of running boards in general, unless they're on a very, very high vehicle, a very tall vehicle. But for me, it is so hard to remember to step on here. My body just wants to go straight into the car. And it gives you kind of an awkward stance, because when I get out, my leg will hit the running board anyway. But I'm sure with ownership or during my weekend of driving it, maybe I will train myself to actually use them.
For the practical use, for me, it's when I'm ever putting anything on top of the roof, I'll use the running boards. My kids, you know, they love using them. Obviously, they're smaller. My mom, hi mom, I know you're watching, but she would use the running boards to get in. So it obviously doesn't have that of, you know, when you're driving a higher truck where you definitely need it.
Yeah.
But it does have great use to it too, especially if you're putting something on the roof.
Yeah. So our dealership for towing, because we deliver all throughout Ontario, if you're interested in buying a car from us but you live far away, we do it for free, by the way. What was I saying? So we have a turbo diesel high country, so Silverado 2500, right?
Yeah.
And that is a high truck. It's raised. It's a big, big truck. That car or vehicle definitely needs running boards. SantaCruz, I don't know unless you lift it, right?
Someone's asking how much is a full tank of gas. That's kind of a tough question. Depends on gas prices at the point, but I would say an average, I mean, you won't go over $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't go, I mean, you just filled a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
So you won't go over $100. I'd put it around 80 to 90, something like that. So on the highway, it's great on gas. It cost me about $28 with gas at 150, 1.55 at the max to go about 200 from home and back and there, so about 260 kilometers. So really good on the highway. Now, if you have in sport mode on the main road, yeah, that's where I noticed the the gas line kind of going down.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Rob said a great question or great comment. Easily the nicest looking pickup out there this year. It makes more sense too because how many people driving a full-size pickup truck actually need a full-size pickup? And honestly, I'd say so true. Unless you're doing like something like you're regularly towing, you have a farm or you're trailering your horses, or you're always going out and you're just loading your truck up, absolutely, or you have a huge trailer that you need a huge truck.
Yes. One of my best friends has a Ram, and he's very jealous of this car, and it's not the other way around
the features,
either.
right?
Yeah, the features. He was very impressed. The LEDs in the back, the cooler, even all of the side step that comes standard.
Yeah.
Like, that's the crazy thing about this is this truck, you grab it and go, right? Someone asked about the wheel. We have Michelin tires on this, guys.
Yeah. If crazy towing capacity is value for you, then this isn't the truck for you.
No.
But if features, safety, convenience, and just you don't need a huge truck, this is absolutely the way to go.
And definitely someone mentioned this. They said ultimate camping or cottage truck.
Seriously?
Yes, 100%. Camping is amazing.
So much fun.
Yeah, in it. I've done it, and yeah, it's really fun. It's smaller. It's versatile. It's exactly what I want. I wanted, it's not mine, right? It's a dealership's that I'm driving, but basically, I wanted a small SUV, but with these type of capabilities where you could just fit more and do more in.
Dale mentioned he has an F-250 Crew in a 2019 Ranger that's a bit smaller. Yeah, so I noticed, like, if you have especially a 3/4 ton truck, most people with trucks like that, most people use them. For towing or whatever it may be, but some people just buy trucks just for funsies. I'm like, that's expensive. That's a very expensive vehicle. Brad said Subaru Brat. I think you may have meant Subaru Baja, and yes, so kind of an adventure truck, a smaller truck. Honda Ridgeline. I think this is way better than the Ridgeline, but
I actually had a Ridgeline, and driving this, I think it's a lot more fun. No, I actually had a Ridgeline. Fuel efficiency, I just think it's better, and that's just not me saying it because I'm branded Hyundai. I truly respect this, especially as their initial attempt at a truck. I truly respect it, and it definitely is everything more than I thought it would be. I won't lie.
The Blue Mamba Wario TV asked, I have a question on the Kia Seltos facelift. Why does the Asian market Kia Seltos facelift have paddle shifters and not the North American market's Kia Seltos facelift? So my best idea is probably because we no longer have a dual clutch transmission in ours, and it's regular automatic, so they did away with the paddle shifters, because that's more so it's only really found in our dual clutches or our EVs that have regenerative braking.
How is it better than the Ridgeline? I didn't say better, I said preferred, but I'll tell you one thing. I think it's a lot more easier to handle if you're not used to driving a bigger truck.
Better value?
Better value. I would definitely say fuel efficiency, and this is me saying I've taken it on the same highway drive back and forth, and I find myself feeling a little less with this. To me, it looks wise too as well. I definitely love the look of this. A lot of people agree. A lot of truck drivers agree on that too. The one thing I do wish is that, honestly, is that they made a bigger version of this. If they made a bigger version, like a little bit bigger, maybe like kind of like that whole Lincoln Navigator Aviator thing, like give us like a bigger version and smaller version, just to appeal to everybody that wants to swap into a truck but doesn't want to go from kind of size downgrade, right? We do get people that do trade in their bigger trucks for this.
Let's see. I saw a comment earlier. I can't find it anymore, but they asked, is there a bed extender? And yes, there is a bed extender option from Hyundai as an accessory. So it's almost like a cage at the back. So you can do that. But there's no factory longer beds, if that was also another question.
I'm not sure if that was a question. But that you can, I'm not going to say get aftermarket, make sure it's credible. I did see something about Apple, so this is one of the versions of the Hyundais where it's by Bluetooth too. You don't have to have it plugged in for CarPlay and Android. Again, personal preference. Being in one of these right now, I don't like it because sometimes it's not queued up, right? The connectivity isn't instant, whereas when I plug in my phone, it's instant. So I like it better when it's plugged in, so I'll just plug it in when I'm in it.
So I saw Rob and Cliff talk about maybe a plug-in hybrid for this vehicle, and I think that would be such a smart move. This vehicle as a plug-in hybrid would be fantastic.
So we have no news on it. Remember, we were kind of pushing. We were pushing the guys at Hyundai Corporate at the auto show, and they kind of tight-lipped it. But I mean, it would definitely be good. It looks like one. Every time, you know what? People do say that. They're just like, is this an electric truck? And I'm like, no, but.
Julie Smith said, visiting Brantford and just drove by and saw you filming. Oh my gosh, Julie, turn around, come by.
Yeah.
We're honestly.
She's waiting for a carnival or something? Yeah, awesome.
We're about to end off today's video.
Yep.
Again, like I mentioned earlier, I will be driving this truck this weekend. No date yet on when the video will be posted. I'm really sad because I had a plan today to do with this, but it was all rainy and gross.
Yeah, it's all rainy and gross, yeah.
So
last thing I'm going to say is, I thought of it, Avi, when I left my house. I thought I was going to turn, I'm like, should I turn around and go grab my watch? But I didn't. Thank you for reminding me that I didn't. Now I feel even worse, but nah, joking. Love you guys. We're wrapping up the week now, right? Friday, we're done.
Yes.
Finishing off with the Santa Cruz. She's going to take it to have more fun with it, and you guys will see the outcome of that.
Yes. All right. Thank you again so much. We hopefully will see you Monday. On Monday's live, 2 p.m. I promise 2 p.m. No more 3 p.m.s. All right. Bye-bye.